Rain plays party pooper for India's last game against Bangladesh as Radha Yadav shines in her first outing of the World Cup. And India play a near perfect game just before the semis, but an injury blow may cause a huge rethink before the semi-finals. Harman Co has finally won a toss. Maybe she can pass on little tips to Shubman Gill, who's still searching for a victory with the toss as well. But she sent Bangladesh into bat, and as soon as the toss came, unfortunately the rain came and the match was reduced to 43 overs. India had made a number of changes with Sneh Rana, Richa Ghosh and Kranti Gaud missing out. Gave them an opportunity for different players to come in. So there was a new opening bowling pair of Renuka Singh Thakur and Dipti Sharma, who each claimed an opener each. Bangladesh were 39 for 2 when the rain came again in the 13th over, which further reduced the match to 27 overs. Bangladesh added 80 more runs, thanks largely to Mostari's 4 boundaries. But once she was dismissed, all of a sudden a huge collapse occurred. 91 for 3 became 119 for 9 as Sri Charani and Radha Yadav shared 5 wickets between them. In reply, Amanjot Kaur opened in Pratika's absence, and more on her injury later, but Smriti Mandhana looked in no trouble before the match was finally called off in the 9th over. I've got 2, one's positive, one's negative. We'll start with the positive. Radha Yadav in the field. She is an absolute superstar, and in the 17th over she was in backward point, ball gets hit to her, she picks it up, throws straight away at the non-strikers, and Nigar Sultana Jyoti run out. Key wicket because she obviously is the mainstayer for Bangladesh. And that is why Radha Yadav is always on the field. They want to find a place for her. Though the real issue for India is Pratika Rao's injury. She was fielding on the outfield when the ball got hit, and the ball kind of passed her, overran it, and she tried to go back for it, went over on her ankle and knee. And the real concern is in the slow-mo replays did not look nice, and she was able to kind of hobble off, but there's only 3 days till the semi-final. And with an injury like that, unless she's done something like that before, and it's a bit of a stinger and it just hurt, she may actually struggle to get back out on the park, which would be a massive blow for India given the wonderful partnership that she's been able to create with Smriti Mandhana. Radha Yadav was on the money in her first game of the World Cup. She bowled with a wet ball and in tough overs and picked up 3 wickets, Mostari, Akhtar and Khan. She bowled with great control, keeping the wickets always in play. And what I liked as well was that she was willing to throw the ball up, lure the batters out of their crease. And she was well rewarded for that. Radha Yadav seems to have had to fight for her position in the playing 11 and even the squad at times, but she has shown that she is a huge asset. And if the match against Australia in the semi-finals, they play on a dryish pitch, could they potentially add her in? Remember that last time India came up against Australia, they only went with 5 bowlers and they weren't able to defend that 330. Could they add another bowler? And Radha Yadav gives them runs, and so many runs saved in the field. Sometimes when you play a dead rubber, it can be exactly that. And I guess probably the rain played a role as well. But India will be happy that the players that had an opportunity were able to contribute. They looked good, they looked comfortable, they looked confident, and obviously playing at Navi Mumbai really important before their semi-final against Australia. India made the 3 changes, and an Australian mentality is, no, don't mess with a side in a tournament situation, especially the game before a knockout. But the real question is, will Sneh Rana, Richa Ghosh and Kranti Gaud, will they come back in, feel fresher for the sit out and then pick up where they left off? I guess we'll find out. The league stage of the ICC Women's World Cup is done and dusted, and we have 4 semi-finalists, and they're the same semi-finalists that we had in the 2017 World Cup. England versus South Africa at the 29th of October in Guwahati, and then Australia versus India on the 30th of October in Navi Mumbai. Right, time to preview just quickly Australia versus India. I mentioned last time these two met in a semi-final. It was the 2017 World Cup, and Harman Co launched herself on the world stage with 171 not out to beat Australia. In the group game, well, India lacked that 6 bowling options and they weren't able to defend 330. This will be the third game in Navi Mumbai, and so maybe the pitch might be slower. You would expect that Sneh Rana, Richa Ghosh and Kranti Gaud will come back into the side. And Pratika Rao's, well, we still don't know her extent of her injury. Therefore, I would expect probably a reshuffle and maybe another spinner in the mix if the pitch is dry. Australia is the only unbeaten team this World Cup, and Elisa Healy has missed the last 2 games because of a calf strain. Now, given what happened in the T20 World Cup in Dubai, I would suspect that she won't be sitting on the sideline and watching. She will do everything to get out on the park. The real question is, can she get through a whole game? And if she is in the playing 11, what do Australia do to get the most out of her? Do they bat first, knowing that Beth Mooney can keep? Also, Sophie Molyneux, I suspect that she'll come back in for Georgia Wareham. I think the left arm finger spinner is very effective. The 2 players that I'm going to pick from each team, let's go with the Australians. Can't go past the queen of spin, Alana King. She would no doubt have her tail up, having performed so well, record-breaking performance against South Africa. Then watch out for Elise Perry. She's due to have a huge impact, and a semi-final is the perfect place to do. She also scored 47 not out against India, though her innings was halted by cramping. For India, Smriti Mandana, everyone will look to her to start the team off really well, but she'll need to go on and score a big 100. And Sri Charni, she picked up 3 for 41 against the Aussies. I'm not sure if they've quite got a plan against her. So she will have a huge impact, no doubt. The last time these 2 teams met, over 650 runs were scored and it went down to the wire. I can't wait to be in the stands. I'm just about to head over to Mumbai to be able to take it all in. And I think this match will have us on the edge of our seats.